Folks, this is responsive. I'm just telling you, this is great. This is the first ever Android-based tablet from LeapFrog, and that means multi-touch. It means ability to run Tokaboka. So let's continue.
On. So let's be Sophie. So we'll select Sophie's profile, and what it will bring up is Sophie's world. And this is a totally different look and style from a UI perspective that allows kids to have a fun, playful area to call their very own, where it's going to have, let me get this thing rolling here, a Main Street as you move down Main Street. And this Main Street has lots of fun things to do. The first thing that you'll notice is she's added some things in, like a hedgehog reading her book. Because what she can do is she can add stickers in and bring down favorite characters like a robot onto Main Street. Or she can plant a tree right onto Main Street. All of which then animates and becomes part of her experience that she can change and make unique and add and subtract things. So if I don't like having the robot in here, I just can bring the robot over and just drop him into the bucket and off he goes. Okay? The next thing she can do, she can change the weather, which is really cool. So instead of it being sunny, why don't we make it snow? So now it's snowing on Main Street. And this is all filled with great Easter eggs throughout. An Easter egg like the clock tower. The clock tower says it is 8:10, which is West Coast time. But let's say I want to change the time. I can just touch the clock tower, and I can make it night.
Wow.
Right? Or I touch the clock tower so we can see what the heck we're doing, and make it daytime again. Or I slide over to the statue, and you see the statue of the cat. The cat has a muffler around his neck and has snowflakes on his pedestal. Well, if we touch the cat, it basically opens up the weather app. Okay? And we can pick anywhere we want and be able to be that weather. So let's go and pick, let's pick San Francisco. Okay.
And we are here in classic New York traffic outside.
Exactly. So San Francisco, California. So we'll pick San Francisco, California. And today, up it comes.
It's 56.
And this is real weather.
This is real weather. This links in real-time Wi-Fi.
This weather is the same as the weather in your world.
So now this is the weather in our world. So we'll go back into the world. And now I'm going to take off the snow, and the snow is gone.
You've made it San Francisco.
And I've made it San Francisco weather, right? Our cat has changed. It's nice and sunny in sunny San Francisco.
So this is the desktop. This is
just the desktop, right? And we wanted to make something that engaged kids, but allowed us also to give them daily things that would keep them coming back for more. So here's their house, and at their house they have a mailbox, and they have a present. So if you tap on the mailbox every day, you'll get something new.
Word of the day.
You'll get word of the
Discover
day
new words
every day.
Each day to build your own
Just to back up for a second, I have 4 kids, and I want them each to have a profile.
Yes.
This is one of the kids.
Yes.
She gets tired. Her little brother picks it up.
Yes.
How does that work?
So you go back to the home, you go back into the profiles. The profiles will come up. You'll watch carefully her house, right? Her house had a certain look and style to it. Let's select Noah now. So Noah's world will come up, and all the stickers and all the trees and all the buses and all the things that he's added will still be there in Noah's world, but they will be totally different than what she had. So
and how many kids? How many profiles?
5. So if you look at his house is much more simplistic. The stylized nature of the robots and the elephant riding the bicycle are much younger looking than they would be for, let's say, the oldest age range in here, where the graphics are built for that age range.
And what will the age ranges be?
It will range anywhere from 4 all the way up to 9, 10. Okay. And again, I emphasize that this is a tablet that grows with your child as their imagination grows, and as a parent's comfort level of their interaction with technology grows. I'll show you the parental controls and the things that they can open up.
But this definitely hits the LeapFrog sweet spot of preschool through elementary.
Right. And critically important is this is 100% safe right out of the box. So there aren't parental controls you have to set for kids to be able to play with this and not run into anything that's inappropriate. Okay. So we did word of the day, and then we have surprises.
Best Story Spinner, the game where you fill in the blanks.
So these are all LeapFrog.
These are all LeapFrog content. This is all the stuff that we've built. But again, surprises and delights. So the story builder for Mr. Snowman is basically an audio version of what do you call those things? When you put the Mad Libs.
Mad Libs.
Mad Libs, thank
Yeah.
you. I couldn't think of it. But you'll do audio Mad Libs on this and build your own stories. Again, this is about creativity, imagination on this tablet. It's not just curricular, it's not just games, it's not videos and music. There's a lot more to what kids can do on this tablet. They can put all their favorite apps in their 6 favorite slots, but all you need to do is open up the App Store here, and now you get that standard look of all the apps that they will buy out of the LeapFrog App Store, which again will feature LeapFrog Learning Library games, curated selection of third-party partner Android-based learning games, videos, music, ebooks, and more. Okay? Now, when we go in, and I'll show you the different worlds, is we have 3 different styles of worlds, and I showed you the mid-range. Let's show you the more sophisticated and older age range UI, and you'll see the style of the main street, the style of the characters, all are a little bit more sophisticated in their look and feel. So now that's the home for the older age range. So if you sign them up as a young child and they keep LeapFrog Epic going, these backgrounds will change as they move to different age ranges. They won't have to actually do it themselves, or they can go in and do it and set it. If they like the look of this one better, more power to them. So we can move into the parental controls, which is a really cool portion of this. So it's obviously behind a passcode wall. So first thing is the child controls. Very, very important as we talked with parents, but we wanted to give them as much flexibility as we could. So here's Sophie, and we can set time controls. Right now her time controls are off, but we set her time controls now on. You can either do it for weekdays or weekend and have different sets for that. You can do it by the amount of time that she has. You can do it in a time window, or you can actually do it by the type of content. So we can turn that on, and I can set time limits for the type of content. So if I don't want to have any games and videos for her, I want her to be doing some of the learning games and apps, I can just shut that down, and those won't work on this tablet. So lots of really
we can
cool
go
ways.
from 0 hours to no limit.
No limit for learning games, whatever you want to do. So this is up to the parent behind the parent passcode, so it's in the parental control area of the tablet. Okay. Then what we also can do is, this is a Wi-Fi enabled device, and we'll bring us back to our main street here, is I'll show you Leap Search. So this comes with our proprietary kids search experience. It is Wi-Fi enabled, but it basically is a collection of curated videos, pictures, etc., all reviewed and approved by the LeapFrog learning experts that we have on staff at LeapFrog. We'll go back in as Sophie, and it allows kids to search videos and pictures by category. But now in parental controls on this device, parents can go in. So here's Leap Search, and we'll bring up Leap Search. And Leap Search basically is a great collection of already pre-populated content, and that can be videos, pictures, all sorted by category, so kids can look at animals. You go into animals, and animal videos and pictures will come up. Okay? You go back to the home on this, and you have My Sites, which is a nice new feature. A parent can go in and put in any sites they feel are appropriate for their child that will then show up in Leap Search. So if they wanted to have leapfrog.com, disney.com, nickelodeon.com, American Girl, my daughter's an amazing American Girl netter, right? You can put those sites and feel comfortable. Those are the only sites that they're going to be able to get to on this device. Okay? So now it's time for your child to kind of grow a little bit farther. What you can do on this is you can download, behind parental controls, a web browser. So a full web browser is capable of being downloaded onto this device, but it does not come on board. And you'll be able to go in and download the Amazon App Store. Bring the App Store down onto the tablet just as an icon, open that up, and then be able to buy like you normally would for any Android tablet out of the Amazon App Store. So if you want a streaming service, you want a streaming music service, you want apps that are not available in the LeapFrog App Store, you're capable of doing that by basically bringing the Amazon App Store down onto this device.
So a couple of questions about the content there. Can you put your own YouTube video on?
You can't. You can't. So all of the content on this is held on the device itself, and we do that basically for COPA reasons of the sharing and privacy stuff with kids. We don't want to have any of that
So no,
happening within
no
there.
YouTube Kids on here.
No. No, YouTube Kids is a Google platform, and though it's nicely curated and it's great, it's not completely walled. And what we will tell parents as they download the open browser or they download the Amazon App Store is that you're now making this tablet a much more open experience.
Look out.
That is not 100% LeapFrog safe.
If I have a Netflix account and my child, there's Netflix Kids.
You can go to the Amazon App Store and then download Netflix, and Netflix would show up as one of the apps that would be in here. But again, Netflix Kids is fantastic, and we love them. It's not a perfectly 100% safe environment. Once you select the wrong profile on Netflix, you may find yourself in an interesting place.
And it does stuff that an iPad doesn't.
It does stuff that no tablet does. So we think we've taken an approach to what people would consider an Android tablet, but made it very kid-centric right from the very get-go in the way in which they just interact with their homepage.
So that you're gonna basically get a lot of the Android-based content through the Kindle,
through the Amazon. But we start with, this is all the LeapFrog App Store. So you will have access. You see the shopping cart here; it's just not enabled yet. You basically will be able to go in and browse and look at all of the content that we have in our LeapFrog App Store, and so that's all of our LeapFrog Learning Library, brought over and ported to be able to be run on Android on this device, plus curated partners, third-party apps that we know are great and that kids love, movies, music that we have already in our LeapFrog App Store, all will be available right out of the box because we've watched and reviewed every piece of content, or actually made and designed every piece of content that's in that LeapFrog App Center.
Got it. All right, so this is big news. I have some hardware questions, and I know that we're looking at an early version. So, do you want? Okay, if we go into the hardware?
I'll do my very best.
Okay.
We've got the spec sheet, so we can do that too.
And again, I'll clear this video before we post it when the time comes in August.
Yep.
The question is memory.
Yep.
One of the Achilles heel of the Kindle is it's only 8 gigs, and you just can't store that much. What about this one?
16. So we've come in at what we think is the right amount of memory to be able to bring down games, movies, music, etc. Kids download anywhere between 10 to 20 apps on average. Some are big users, some are minimal users. We think 16 gigs, as we look at the size of what we have in our library and what kids will be able to consume in our library, will be plenty of memory for kids to have a great experience on the tablet.
Can kids delete stuff?
Yes, so you can manage all of the apps behind Parental Controls and move apps on and off this device. It also has an SD slot, so you can expand memory on this as well.
Yeah, can we have a look at the ports and switches?
Yeah, so here's the ports and switches, and you can see the power port, headphone port, the SD slot, and then the on-off, and this is up and down volume.
Got it.
So if you want to expand it, you can.
Great. So you could drop a micro SD card in there
Absolutely.
and take it up to 64.
Absolutely.
Some smart decisions have been made here at LeapFrog.
Yeah, well, we took a look at the kids' tablet market, particularly in the consumer electronics area, and felt we could do something that was truly unique in the way in which kids interact with it, but wanted to make sure that all of the specifications on this were right there.
And the screen size is the right. A big one for me is just the on-off button. It's such a challenge with most Android tablets. Charging is through the standard
Micro
USB, which everyone will be used to that by now.
This is a standard Android-based tablet. Okay, rugged, but not as rugged as what's meant for our younger age range with our LeapPads, right? So this is the new LeapPad Platinum. But we have put the film over the top, so making it shatter safe, as we say, which a lot of the kids' tablets out there don't have. So when you break the glass or the screen, you get the tiny, slight shards of glass, which can be dangerous for kids.
And you can also put a bumper, a silicone bumper on it as well, it looks like.
So it will come with the silicone bumper. It will come with the Stylus tethered, which we did a lot of parent and kid testing, and the mom said, please tether the stylus out of the box for us because it's the first thing that disappears. So we will. But as the child grows, right, they may not want to have the green bumper. They may not want to have the string of the stylus. They just remove the green bumper. They take the string off of the stylus, and it passes what we like to say is the play yard or the airport test, where if you're there and one of your friends happens to bump into you and you're playing with this tablet, it looks like a very, very cool, real, because it is, Android-based tablet.
Yeah. Let's explore the stylus for a second. We have a capacitive screen,
yes,
but we have a stylus?
Of course we do. And
what are we thinking here?
Well, the reason why we have a stylus is there are a lot of games and learning games that we have that are for a younger age range, and the right way to actually learn to write letters is not with your finger. It's by holding a writing instrument or implement. And so we wanted to include a capacitive stylus in here, so when you're doing some of the learning games or playing some of our other games, the capacitive stylus will allow a child to be able to do that much more easily and do it correctly.
I'm glad I came today to see the epic.
Well, we're always glad to see you, and we're hoping for big things for the LeapFrog App.